All right. How's it going?
Yo, yo.
By the way, again, this is a podcast style live stream. However, there is something funky going on with the audio. So, Randy Matthews, can you do me a favor? Is the audio okay? Can you hear me, Randy? And then Guido say something?
Check, check.
And can you hear Guido? Just let us know because something's up with the mixer. Or Arju or Herman or Keys or Pepper Tree. What's going on? How you doing, Arnie? If you could let me know how my audio is. We're just waiting on them to tell us if the audio is okay. It's like dead quiet. Nobody's. Yes, he hears us. All right,
Okay,
Randy, we're
good.
in business. Thank you, Randy. I'm excited. One day I hope to meet Randy Matthews, by the way. He's
Yeah,
in Philly. So he's like an hour and a like I'd say like an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes from me. So maybe
he's
one
a
day
lot
I'll
further
meet
from
him.
me, but
It's a little farther from you.
yeah.
So, but anyway, so let me just get this centered here. All right, so this is episode number 8, and we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. But we're going to start off with we're going to start off talking about premiums, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is because what I've noticed from not just a buying standpoint, but really from a sales standpoint, I have noticed a really big time crunch almost pre COVID when it comes to the amount of premium people are going to be paying over the spot price. And one way I would say how I really this isn't exactly like a foolproof like litmus test for this, but really, I mean, if you look at the American Silver Eagles,
Yeah.
um, those were going for what, like almost double spot at one point,
Plus 15, plus 17. Crazy. Yeah.
right? But now, essentially, from the wholesale side, you and I could get those sub 30. In fact,
Right?
even on retail sites, people are seeing them sub 30, like high 28s, maybe even like low 28s. But you think spot was at 23.44, and and it was like five. I don't know. We're like $5 over, $4 over. So it's come down considerably. But the reason I think that this is important is because it not only affects you, me, other dealers and businesses in this space in terms of profit margins, but it also affects, the end buyers, the consumers, the people that are buying retail with what they can and cannot buy. For a long time, a lot of people, myself included, I haven't been buying American Silver Eagles for 2.5 years
Yeah.
because I was so accustomed to buying them at like $24, 20 bucks, actually 17.50 if you really want to take it way back. So it was hard to justify like a $30 price or $40 for. So I before I get into it any further, I want you to say something and talk about like where you're seeing the premiums, because I know you're so patient. You're waiting for me to, but I like, what are you? Yes. What are you seeing?
Say
You
that
may
again.
speak. What are you seeing when it comes
Oh.
to?
No, for sure. Just like you said, a lot of the premiums are coming down. Gold, um, let's see. It's the same thing. The premium was crazy for like the Buffalo and the Gold Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I mean, it's coming back down, but it's still, I mean, pretty. I would say actually the premium on quarter ounce is still pretty bad, in my
Bad
opinion.
in terms of somebody buying it just to stack
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
They're
high.
still pretty high because it's one of the most popular sizes you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's comparative to like the 1/10 ounce. It's almost like the same premium, like 13, 12%. Yeah, I mean, you're still paying more for the 1/10, but
Sure.
at this point, if you're on a budget for gold, I think 1/10 is still better than a quarter ounce, in my opinion, because if the premiums get back to like ground level, right? Where we used to be the normal,
Like
like 4%.
50 over spot for a gold eagle or something, like 50 bucks
Right,
over, like
right.
something like that.
Then 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 the quarter ounce will be a better deal, but I think the 1/10 ounce right now is good for anyone on a budget at least.
Yeah, I mean, you could get stuff more or less for like 220, 225,
Yeah,
230, which isn't terrible because I remember 3, 4 years ago prior to COVID, I was selling American gold eagles for like 210 a piece. So
right.
we're getting close to those pre-COVID numbers. Do you think that this is a time that people should be stacking American silver eagles, or do you think they should still hold off?
I wouldn't go like nuts on silver eagles. There's still other coins that are better as far as value, bang for your buck. Like the maples are cheaper than the Britannias. They're
Philharmonics.
still sovereign silver, but
Yeah.
um, it's not a terrible time to buy silver eagle. It's way better than it was. If you've been one of those people that have been patient
I,
for 2 years,
yeah.
uh, now's the time.
Yes.
To
I
at
mean,
least get some.
what would you say about the people that were buying it at like the high 30s, like 38 bucks a piece or 40 bucks a piece? Would you say like they should, instead of being discouraged, sell it at a loss? They should buy more right now and dollar cost average down?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point you have no choice, really. You don't want to lose $14 a coin,
Right.
you know,
Right.
especially if you bought like a monster box or something. But
And you know that's happened.
oh yeah, 100%. And that's why a lot of the YouTubers were kind of warning everyone, don't buy them right now because the premium is so bad. And yeah, you would have to dollar cost average. It's the only way out of them, really, if you bought
I
them that high. That's what people did in 2012 when silver was like 30 an ounce, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
that's what I did because that's when I got in.
Oh, were you buying back then?
Yeah. And
See,
it seemed like 3 months after I started getting into it, silver just took a dump.
oh
And I was
man.
like, what the heck? And but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do it for a long time. So I dollar cost averaged,
See, I've been fortunate in that I bought gold like 2007, 2000, yeah, I would say 2007, 2006, sometime around there. Bought 4 ounces. It was like 900 bucks an ounce, somewhere around there.
hmm
And so I didn't buy any. I didn't really get into stacking until I would say 2017, and that's when I
like
was.
hardcore stacking, you mean?
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
I bought the 4 ounces in the mid 2000s, and then I just let it sit, like I just let it sit. I remember talking to my secretary at the time, and she had said that she and her husband, they were Indian, and she said that her husband buys gold coins and everything, and I was just thinking like, oh, that's weird. I didn't like, why would you do that? Just put your money in the bank or something like.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll start looking into it, and then bought 4 ounces just to buy it. So I've been fortunate in that like I've only seen the price of gold go up. And then since 2017, that's when I started to like really stack like silver and everything. I've only seen the price of silver go up. And because I buy and sell as much as I do, I'm not really as exposed, I would say, as a lot of people like your regular stackers, where they just buy it, they sit on it, and they hold it and just hope that the price appreciates.
Yeah.
But because my sales usually are once a week, I do have that 1 week exposure, which is why I don't like buying your run of the mill maples, philharmonics, kangaroos, the stuff that's just a dime a dozen. I don't really like to buy those because let's say I buy it on a Wednesday, and then 6 days go by and silver just tanks and the price drops and everything, then I'm just stuck there holding these coins and I'm going to lose money on them.
Right.
That's why I've always said that semi-numismatic coins are the way to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially when the premiums are high, might as well pay the premium on that stuff because at least they appreciate it. It's got more upside than regular bullion sovereign coins going up to 38. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a point where silver eagles were more than like kookaburras, which is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Because kooks are collectible coins. Really, they're bullion, but they're
Yeah.
also
Look at
collectible. They
look
go up.
at have you I tried to buy the entire series of kookaburras because they started in 1990 was their inaugural minting,
Yeah,
and there are some years in there where there's like coins that are like $100 a piece,
yeah,
$90
yeah.
a
I have a
piece.
99 right here.
Is that one of the expensive ones?
That's an expensive one.
I think wasn't like
Uh,
2001 an expensive one. I forget. There was like a couple that were like, which
yeah.
one's that one?
This is the
2000.
2000.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's like a
And
few years that are key date.
yeah, oh 07, oh 08. So like I'm gonna send these in for grading. These are the oh 07s.
Okay. Okay.
With the spider web.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, graded, if they get 70s, they're some of them are big money. Those are $200 coins in 70.
If you end up getting them at 69, you just crack them out and then just sell them as regular 60.
No,
like,
they're still valuable in
still
69.
valuable as 69. Plus, you've already
Yeah.
paid for them to be in a slab, so why would you crack it out at that
I
point?
mean, if they come out 68, that stinks. Then I would crack it
All right,
and put it back in the
because
slab
nobody
in
would want
the
it
capsule.
in a capsule.
Yeah.
The nice thing about, since we're talking about kookaburras, the nice thing about those two is that they are an affordable series to collect, even if you wanted to chase after the backdate ones. It's not too far out of reach,
Right.
right? Like you could get one of those coins, like I said, like buy up all of like the ones that are a little bit less expensive and then save up. You could buy like the one that's like harder to get, that's a little bit more expensive, buy that and fill it in. Yeah, I had them all, and then as soon as I got them all, I'm like, all right, now I'm just gonna sell them. Like it was, like, like I typically do. I typically do that. And I'm curious when it comes to premiums too, because again, from a sales standpoint, it's more challenging for people in our position.
Yeah.
Because people are wise to the fact that things are cheaper and there are deals. And as much as it's entertainment, and you could call it entertainment for all you want, at the same time, people only like you so much, but they also want to make sure that they're not spending in a stupid manner. So they're looking for deals at the same point. So you gotta be creative, but it's harder. Don't you think it's a little bit more challenging? I mean, compared to when it was COVID, I mean.
Oh yeah. It slowed down a lot. I mean, typically September is a slow month, October too. For metal, with buying and stuff. And then it picks up again like in December. But the volatility definitely hasn't helped, because that's something that's different that we haven't been dealing with ever since COVID. It just started. You saw,
you and I started at the same time. You
Yeah.
started like 2 or 3 weeks before me. And
Yep.
and again, this was a little over 4 years ago. There really weren't many online stacking channels that were selling. Maybe a couple, but there were. It was still like novel. Now it's almost like, oh, you have a stacking channel, you may as well have a live stream sale.
Right. Yeah.
So not only were we dealing with the premiums coming down, but we were also kind of fighting for the market share and those viewers at the same time.
Right.
So it's and then the birth of these other platforms. You've got the Whatnot, Drip, eBay. Now you were saying has the live sales. I've never seen them. So
They're still rolling it out. It's not fully operational.
Are they
yet.
crappy or are they good? Like, did you ever catch anybody selling on there live?
Yeah,
or?
I bought. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I don't think they could see it. Well, I bought this stupid pop funk thing
Funko
just
Pop?
to see how the whole
Funko
process
Pop?
worked. I spent like $5.
A Funko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a
Yeah.
pop
So
funk.
this guy was selling those, and it was not even one that I wanted, but he's like, "Oh, this is the last one." I'm like, "All right, let me see how this works."
Uh-huh.
And I bid, and nobody bid, and I won it for like $5. I was like, "All right, whatever." But at least now I see how it works, like how the buyer puts the amount and whatever, and
Does eBay
it's more of an experiment.
Do you know if eBay is taking more on the fees? Like, are they
I think,
taking because I know, like, what if you don't have like a, can't you get like a store set up and like it's 9% or something like that
Yeah,
on eBay. But if you don't have a store,
that's
it's
what I
like
have.
13%. It's like 13% if you don't. So are they charging less of a percentage if you decide to do some live sales?
That I don't know, but I would assume, especially at the beginning, they're probably gonna have some incentive for you going live, so they probably are taking less.
I wonder.
I don't know how much less, but
Right. I wonder also when like the online streaming platforms that you and I use, we both use Streamlabs. I wonder like when those can integrate like TikTok, because I always say like TikTok, the functionality is just your phone. You're just going live off of your phone.
right.
It seems to me kind of archaic. Same thing with like Instagram, unless I'm missing something. No, you're just
I
gonna
don't.
not shake
What do
your
you mean,
head.
to go live through
You've
Streamlabs with your
seen
phone?
your live stream here on YouTube, my live streams on YouTube. We have the graphics and all those
Oh
things
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
integrated. Instagram, it's just your phone and your whatever you're pointing it at. Right? So I wonder like
Yeah.
when I would be more willing to start streaming on some of those platforms if I was able to have the capability to have all of my graphics and my videos and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause
they'll probably in the future they'll probably work on something like that, but I don't think there is anything that exists like that now. But it is convenient to just,
well,
turn on your
yeah,
phone and sell,
yeah. Now,
in my opinion.
I wanted to ask you too about going back to the premiums though. You just went on a trip. You went to Italy.
Yep.
You didn't invite me. Um, I wanted to ask, did you go into any like coin shops or anything like that while you were there, or did you just?
Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what? First of all, did you find anything?
Uh, my last trip was a lot better. This one was a little lackluster, but yeah, I found some stuff. Yep.
Wasn't your last trip to Spain?
Spain, Belgium, and
Mr. World
Amsterdam.
Traveler. Mr. World
Yeah,
Traveler.
yeah.
Are you staying in like 2-star hotels or are you doing like 4 or 5 stars?
Hostels. We're staying.
Okay, well
We're
that's
staying with a bunch of kids.
college
They're-
kids backpacking and everything, and they're like,
Yeah.
who are these grandparents that are hanging out here? Apparently the hostels can be nice. I don't know, but you're always traveling. Like, God damn, how is this guy affording all these flying freaking drones around, spying on people in their bathrooms and freaking flying drones.
Yeah,
I like
it was
the
fun
one.
flying the drone. It's been
I
a
like the
while.
one that it was like Puerto Rico, wasn't it? Wasn't it Puerto
Yeah.
Rico? Yeah, I like that one because when it ends, and you didn't even edit this out. I don't think you even realized.
No, I did.
Your fiance looks so bored. She's sitting down in the shade, and you're just sitting there with your tank top, and you're flying this thing around like, and she's just sitting there like, how long did she have to just sit there as you're just playing with your with your gadgets?
Like it was like 30 minutes, but you know how women are. They're just so impatient sometimes.
Did you ask her if she wanted to fly it?
Always. She never. No.
I'd be
Especially
afraid
that
to
day was
crash the
windy.
thing.
It's scary.
Yeah. You've always
Yeah.
said that you wanted to incorporate the drone footage and drones into your channel somehow. But all I can do is picture your mom in the kitchen, like cooking like pasta, and then the thing like just zooms into the side of her head. She just starts swatting at it with like the wooden spoon, starts yelling at you in
It would have to be
Italian.
metal related somehow, but I don't know how.
She thinks aliens are coming. Like just starts swatting at it. I don't know how you would incorporate that in there, but
No, there's no way. There's no way. Unless she's flying it, I come out of the coin shop and I'm like, with all the coins, and that's it.
there's no, you would have to set up a separate channel just for that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you
Yeah.
went into Italy. You said you didn't really find much, but like, was that because just the selection was piss poor? Was it that the premiums were too high?
Well, the euro was part of the problem. So the first time I went to Europe, the euro and the dollar were even. So I did really good. Um, their premiums over there are not the same as here at all.
In terms of
So
like
that's
their
first and
their
foremost.
are they a lot higher?
Way less, especially so just like the American Eagle here is the dominant bullion coin and everybody wants eagles and buffaloes and American stuff, right? Because we're in America.
Yeah,
It's the same there. They want their sovereign coin. So everything that's outside of their country,
it's just kind of
it's nobody wants
right,
really.
right.
You know what I mean?
Do you see that
There's
in your sales here? Because I've been into your streams where you're like, here's the Swiss franc or here's the rooster or whatever. I mean, do you see little less activity, people buying those,
um
or do they
I
typically buy
mean,
those because they're a good price?
to be honest with you, I have a lot of people in my stream that they like the foreign stuff, but
Hmm.
it's harder with the gold when it comes to the foreign stuff.
Right.
Um,
Do you think it's
but
also because of the you're like this is 2.326?
the weird, right, the weird weights, but it's also because I mean, it's expensive to collect that stuff. You know what I mean? So if you want like a gold coin from every country, it's gonna be expensive. Whereas silver,
You
I
could
mean,
do
you
that
could
easily.
easily get a coin from every country. You
Like a
know, different
panda,
designs too.
maple, right.
So
The
yeah,
and you had said that the American Gold Eagle, right? That's like our main thing. The other thing that I found interesting, and you don't really see a lot of people talking about this very much, is that the American Gold Buffalo for the longest time was always more expensive than the American Gold Eagle. Always. It was like 30 to
yeah.
$50 more. Now you get them for the same exact price. I can't explain it. I had a conversation with my bullion dealer and he deals, I mean, he makes you and me look small time. He does $1 million, million to a month in just how much he sells.
Yeah,
He doesn't really entirely know why the Buffaloes and the Eagles have kind of evened out in
even
price.
out.
Do you have any guesses or
I mean,
theories?
if I had to guess, I mean, just that they're still. I mean, yeah, the Buffalo should be more expensive. It's pure gold. It makes sense,
Yeah,
but
but it's not.
it yeah, it's not. It's I don't know. That's a
Have
good
you really
question.
and have you really noticed it? I mean, or you never really paid too much attention to it?
Um, I I haven't noticed really that they've evened up. So no, not
There,
really. Yeah.
go on to the different sites. You'll see in most cases the buffaloes are like buy at least the whole some of the wholesalers that you and I deal with. You could buy them
At
for the
that point, I
same.
would definitely choose the Buffalo over
And
the
that's
Eagle.
what I'm saying because I feel like since they've had such a long history of having that difference in price, I almost feel like it might happen again where they start becoming more expensive than the American Gold Eagles.
Yeah.
I've never looked into the mintages. I don't care enough to look into the
No,
mintages,
me neither. Mm-mm.
but I would be curious to see if there have been more gold buffaloes minted recently than eagles to then justify that leveling of the price. I don't know. I'm close to finishing a tube of the buffaloes. I know by the end of this year I will probably finish out the tube because you know me, when tax time comes around, I'm like, okay, how much money am I going to spend on props
Right.
for the channel? Um but gold eagles I've got like I used to have like 13 or 14 gold eagles and then I sold them off. And it ended up like I think
You
I
don't have
only have
any?
I know I have a couple, and then
Oh,
I
you have a
have
couple
and then
left.
I have different. I have a couple of the 1 ounces, and then I have other sizes too, like in case I want to show like a video or something. But I'm gonna finish off the buffalo tube, and then I might jump back over to start doing the eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so nothing really of any significance came out of Italy in
I
terms
bought
of.
two ancient coins. I'm gonna send in for grading. One of them, if it grades, uh, it just has a straight grade. It can't have any notation. So with ancient, it's a little different. It's they won't mark it cleaned. So if a coin is a certain age, even if it is clean, they won't say it's cleaned because it's so
Because it's
old.
just because it's so old. They're like, you're gonna get scratches on this thing.
Right. So, but they'll put a different notation. They'll put X jewelry if it was in some sort of
The
bezel.
bezel.
They'll put brushed if somebody, found the coin years ago and took like a toothbrush to it to get the
Right.
dirt from it.
Right.
So you don't want any of those notations, and it'll. I bought it pretty cheap, so those are the good scores. But
Gold
those are
coin
not
or
liquid.
silver? Did you get a gold coin or a silver one?
Silver.
They're silver. Do
Silver,
you
but it's
own?
one of the 12 emperors of Rome, which are the more collectible. Yeah.
Okay. See, and that's the other thing too. And I know you have done tremendously well a couple of times with some of your ancients. You and I've spoken offline. You've told me you got this coin for X and you sold it for 10 times, 20 times what you paid in some cases. I know very little about numismatics. I've always admitted that on the channel. Like, I've never claimed to know about numismatics, and there have been so many times that I've sold constitutional stuff or whatever, and somebody's like, "Oh, that you got a key date there." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, freaking buy it then." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I paid, and so for a while, people were actually scoring some. There were those times I would call you too and say, "Dude, so and so just bought. They paid this much." Or what? Why? And then, do you remember that? I'm like, because it's like, and you're like, "There's no way."
Yeah. Which I still don't think there's a way, but
I think that individual also was getting into trouble. They were doing something to the coins to cause some like really crazy rainbow toning on the coins.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They were trying to sell them, like not like toning using like the egg thing, like stick it in a Tupperware and put an egg in there and let it.
Mm-hmm.
No, like they were doing something else with like reactors of like a site that they worked at or something. They were putting it into
Really,
some
that's weird.
Yeah, and they were getting crazy toning on these coins.
And I wonder if NGC or PCGS would catch it. They're usually pretty good, to be honest, with that.
How would they know?
There's certain toning forms in a certain way. It's distributed in a certain way. So, like, I could tell when it's artificial too. Most of the time, I'd say if you give me 20 coins and 10 of them are artificial, the other 10 are natural, I could pick out probably 95% of them. Yeah. That are incorrectly,
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's hard to explain. Your eye trains to it. I don't know. Plus, I mess with the toning too because
you want to increase some of the value of your coin. So
exactly, yeah. And you see people on Facebook selling these coins, you could tell that are just
totally fake,
manipulated. Oh yeah,
right.
But I actually have a very rare somewhere here Standing Liberty quarter that I bought from another dealer. And it's like a $2,000 Standing Liberty quarter. It's I forget what date. And I sent it in for grading. Is this the
bare breast one or whatever?
What's that?
Is this the one like with her bare breast?
No.
It's just like a rare date one. You sent it in for grading. Did you get it back?
Came back counterfeit.
How much did you spend on it?
I spent like I think $1,200, $1,500.
So now that it came back counterfeit, when did this happen? Number one. And number two, were you able to get your money back?
Yeah, I'm dealing with another dealer. They don't want that tarnishing their reputation, But he had no idea either, because the coin itself is real, but the mint mark is fake.
Huh. So whoever had it, they got a regular SLQ, and then they
of that date
struck a mint mark into it to try to make it look like the real deal.
Right.
And I thought that the mint mark would be raised, so these are recessed mint marks. So
it looks good.
Raised. So how could they do that then?
I have no idea. No
Like
clue.
if the mint if it's a real coin, but then the mint, it's like they would have had to have somehow gotten that tiny little mint mark somehow stuck on there. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how they would have done that.
Yeah, because I remember getting it back or I looking on the website and it said counterfeit. But then when I got it back, it said fake mint mark. So I looked at it, I'm like, man, this is I so I got another S Standing Liberty quarter and I looked and you could tell. But if you're not looking at two side by side, I would have
You would never
never
would have known.
never. Mm-mm.
So, what would you say? Because some people ask me this, and I know you get this question a lot. When it comes to coins that people should buy, not really necessarily as like speculation, but really kind of like, just think about the people that go in your live streams or mine
Mm-hmm.
and just your regular stackers in this community. Yes, everybody wants to buy coins to hold on to them and hope that they appreciate in value and everything, but there's definitely a large number of people too that would like to buy coins and see the values go up rather quickly, right? To maximize the return on the coins that they stack, right?
As fast as possible.
As fast as possible or over the course of a few years, right?
Okay.
Because you have the two groups of people. You have the people that say, I will never sell these coins. They will go
Right.
on to generation. Okay. But then you have the other people who will sell them. For me, I know I'll use it as like part of like retirement. You know what I mean? And then I croak and then my kids get whatever is
It's
left.
left over. Yeah.
So
Which are gonna be your wheat pennies.
yeah, because I've got like one wheat penny, and like one buffalo nickel or war nickel. So what would you say is like the stuff that you would tell people, look, you should buy these. These will appreciate more. These are better. Let's say near term. Let's start with that. Like, what do you think is like the good near term stuff?
1/10 kooks. Gold.
Gold. Yeah. You should have
I-
been
if
on my
I had a-
stream last night. You would have bought. I sold two last night for cheap, like
Yeah.
230, 240. They were there. I sold them cheap.
That is cheap. Yeah. They I would so like I have a couple that I'm holding for that purpose. It's almost a guarantee that they're gonna go up.
I have
And because it's so new,
Yeah.
2020 first release,
That's what I've got. I've got one of
I
those,
would.
and I have like a 2023. I need to get a 21 and a 22.
yeah, they're already expensive. So like
I
the
know.
21's like $300
I know.
or more. And the 22 I sold Monday night, 285.
Jeez. Do you have any more of those?
Yeah,
All right. You and I will have to talk on the side.
295.
Freaking A. Sold. Sold. Yeah, those are very good speculative ones. Did you see I doubt you saw these. There's 1/10 ounce gold koi fish. You have him?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you sell any?
I only have one.
Oh, I bought 10. Kept one for myself. Sold the other 9 for like 230, 240.
I like them. I bought it for myself.
They say it said it's the inaugural minting of that, so that might be first of a series. One would think if it's the first time they said inaugural, and there's only 1,000. I was shocked. There's only 1,000 of those, right?
I didn't know that was that little. No.
Only
But
1,000. Yeah.
I will say this: you got to be careful with the Scottsdale stuff. This is Scottsdale,
Yeah.
so they
Talk
get
about Scottsdale. I'm glad. 'Cause I would
this is a perfect entry for Scottsdale right here.
Freaking Scottsdale. Go on.
The Scottsdale, they get these small contracts for low mintage stuff. So like a lot of their stuff for these countries are low mintage.
Yes, 1,000.
African countries, you see like
Congo.
Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be really careful because a lot of people, one, don't like buying precious metals that are made or whatever for Africa because of what's going on over there. One. Two, they're always low mintage. So like you have to be really careful. You got to see if it's actually a really popular series. And there's not that many. Can you name
Yeah, I can name
for
one.
Scottsdale?
Yeah. Yeah. The Alien. I missed the boat on
Not
the
that
Alien.
popular.
I know somebody, this person too. The person that lives south in Georgia, You and I have
Okay,
done
yes.
business with this individual, and he bought a
Yes.
lot of them, and they shot up. Like he bought them for like 200 something, but 205 each, and I think they're going for the 300s now
Okay. Besides the alien, can you name another?
for Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Didn't the
Name an older one.
I don't know older ones. I know. What about like the gorilla?
The gorilla is, yeah,
They
they're
did
okay.
okay,
I no
but I don't
kookaburras.
know.
No.
Well, no, but Scottsdale's not a kookaburra. The kookaburras come from Perth, Mint.
But I'm just saying, it's like they don't have.
They
You
don't
can't
have.
really like a staple for Scottsdale Mint. Like this series did awesome. Like people are chasing these coins or
No,
$80 coins.
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to say is it's like few and far between. Okay, the aliens are doing good. The aliens are popular right now. What can I say?
The koi fish is nice.
I think that one will do okay. If it's a
W-
1,000 mintage, it's pretty low.
Would you have picked that up at an ounce if they
Nah,
had it? No.
no. Mm-mm.
Do you still have the gold trident?
Yeah, the 1/5. Yeah.
They had
Not because of anything. It hasn't even really appreciated. It's
no.
still, and I have
I
the first one, 2017.
Yeah, the 1 ounce one for this year looked nice. I was gonna buy 10th ounces, and then I was gonna buy the 1 ounce also, but I was like, I'm just gonna hold off. People are a little fickle. I would say this thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, this
I'm
to
still I'm
me.
still waiting for it to take off, even though
Well, we're waiting on the
uh
second one. I mean, it did kind of take off, considering what
it did it right away, but I want to see what it's got now that it's kind of blown over.
again, the second one has got to drop soon because the mintage numbers on these, the serial numbers, we're in like the 4600 range, at least for the ones
Hmm.
that I've purchased and got recently.
Did you
Right?
bought more?
Yeah, and I just
I
sold
think I have
these.
like 4 stashed away.
Oh no, I had 13. I sold 2 of these last night. When you and I were on here, I sold these 2 to somebody overseas.
Hmm.
Somebody else overseas is asking me about like possibly buying 6 or 8 more that they've already bought
Overseas.
from. They've
How
bought
far? Far?
Australia, other
Oh
side of
yeah,
the.
that's fine. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they've purchased from me in the past. They purchased a couple, and then they purchased like 5 more. Now they want to purchase another 6 or 8.
Well, dude, Australia they probably resellers to be honest, because in Australia the
Can't
stuff
get
is like
anything, right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm looking to probably place another order soon because I have a feeling that the second one. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. The design firm has very few followers on Instagram, and then they messaged me because they saw all the stuff that I was posting. And so I speak with them every now and then, and they said, yeah, the second one should be dropping soon.
Okay.
And again, the rumor that I had heard, they didn't tell me this, but what I had heard is it's going to be an AK-47. And
That's what I heard also, yeah.
there's a third one because they told me, the design firm told me that they've designed 2 of them. The next 2, they've already have had them designed. We're paid to design them, and for this company.
Okay.
So we already know that the second one is going to be coming, and then the third one is already being worked on. And then I've been posting recently in my Instagram because these have done very well.
Oh yeah, the Capone, right? Is that what that is?
That is Al Capone. The whole series.
Yeah,
The
those
whole,
I think you showed it last podcast. Those have done,
yeah.
yeah.
And so I showed you before we hopped on here on New Zealand Mint's website. They have that gunslinger one, the outlaw Billy the Kid, and it has 3 bullet holes through it. It's a 1 ounce bar. It looks like a wanted poster. And I'm like, if I had the capital right now, I keep banging into this thing. If I had the capital right now, I'd be like, not necessarily backing up the truck, but I would be buying those too because those
Yeah.
have a
I'm probably
limited.
gonna snag some of those. I think for the entry point, it's good.
For the entry
The
point, it's good. 1,000 $999, so just under 2,000 mintage.
Mhm.
It's a 1 ounce piece. You know that they're going to be selling on New Zealand Mint for at least $109. Like nothing that they sell on there that's a 1 ounce piece is below that.
Right.
So I think that piece is going to do very well. And I posted in my private group on Instagram. I did get a few takers, but then I posted it one more time. I'm like, guys, I really think that this is going to do well. Could I
Yeah.
be wrong? Sure. But
Do you get nervous, like kind of like putting your leg out there, saying like, "Dude, you guys got to buy these"?
no, because number one, I rarely do that. Number two, I have been pretty much dead on accurate. I
Yeah,
would say 99.9% of the time. I've never really called any duds. I have missed some winners. The Ghostbusters coin did a lot better than I had expected.
I have.
And
I just got 3 of those.
yeah, I only bought the few and sold them, and then, but that was it.
Is that a keeper for you or no?
No,
Like for you personally?
no, it's
No.
not. And you know this about me too. I've gotten to the point I bought and sold so much that I would be willing to sell all of it. You know,
Right. Yeah.
all of it at this point. You know, a keeper.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
I get not attached. It's like I have like I don't know.
It is
Weird.
attachment. It is attachment. That's
No,
exactly
but I
what
get
it
attached
is.
to like stupid things too, like regular 10-ounce bars. Like, I don't want to sell these.
That is stupid.
I don't
Because
know
a
why.
10-ounce bar, you could just go get another 10-ounce bar. Who the
Yeah, I
hell
know.
cares?
I know.
Something that's got a low mintage, right? Like
Yeah, something that you can't replace. I get that.
like
I get
these
that
things.
100%.
But I would even I would sell those. Like look at as I drop everything.
I don't know what Storm's doing.
Like like this is very low mintage.
Oh
It's
yeah,
hard
that's
to-
cool.
And it's like the thing with this is got I forget. It's like it's got the other side. It's got like 11 ounces of copper and 3 ounces of silver or something. It's got a copper core. So it's this big ultra high relief antique thing.
That's cool.
It's cool. It's a cool piece. I think what takes away from it is the fact that it does have that copper core. I've got another big piece I'm not going to mess with. It's over there.
You know
It's
what?
Yeah.
There's one piece that I sold that I wish I didn't. That sticks to my mind right now. At least
What?
I had the Dante's Inferno 5-ounce. You
Was
ever
that
see
the
that?
was that the one where the guy's like eating the people and you have all the
Yeah,
souls
and you got
all
all these,
over the
like,
place?
Bodies all. It was so awesome, and
And what'd you do? You sold it?
I got it cheap, and
I'm
I
gonna
debated
try
for a
this.
long time if I wanted to keep it or sell it. And one day I just showed it on one of my live streams,
And somebody
and
went,
someone, what do you want for it? I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to sell it. And they're like, I'll give you 1,000 for it. I'm like, oh.
you're like, all right.
I was like,
Done.
all right, fine. I guess you really want it. There was none on eBay at the time, and I ended up selling it. But it always stuck with me. I'm like, man, that would just, I don't know, so
I
much
went to the-
detail and stuff.
I went to the one website. There is a lot of detail on that. I went to the one website.
It's awesome. I just think it's cool.
I remember when this came out. Are they all?
Yeah, there's
you know,
like
and
3
all the people,
versions.
they're all banging each other. It's one massive orgy. Should I show
Pretty
this?
much,
Let's-
it's supposed to
let's-
be hell, you know.
I mean, that doesn't. A big orgy doesn't seem like hell to me. That seems like a lot
That's
of
what
fun.
it's supposed to. Dante's Inferno.
Look at this. Look at this. You can't see it, but viewers can see it.
No,
Look,
I can
those-
see. I got it up over here. I'm looking
Oh.
at it.
Like, right? Look at this guy over here. He's wrapped his arm around. He's getting he's grabbing her.
But that's
boob.
what I love about the coin, because like
because you're
the
a
more you look
pervert.
at it, the more, and it's
This-
funny because yeah,
this
you see
guy's
people,
drunk.
Like,
This guy right here is drunk. He's drinking the wine. No, he is. Look, he's drinking the wine. He's got the grapes.
yeah, I see him.
This
He's
guy
laying in
over
other
here-
dude's arms, getting wasted.
Why is there 3 mouths?
I don't know. That I don't know. There's probably more mouths in the back.
I'm just
So they're not
checking
showing
out.
it.
Yeah.
But come on, I mean, Look at the details on that
I know,
coin.
I
There's so
saw it.
much going on.
How much? There's a butt.
How much is it? 573.
No,
That's no way.
it's out of stock.
I figured.
This
Yeah.
was their. I mean, that's cool. That is cool. Um,
Yeah. That's a cool coin.
and so you regret selling it.
I do because like I said, I love coins with that much detail. I never really splurge on them
Well,
because they're
what about
always.
the Do you remember when I was going on the generals kick, the great leaders, and I had the Spartacus, and then I had the Leonidas?
Yeah, there's a lot of detail, but not fine detail like
Yes,
that.
there is. Yes, there
Is there?
is. Yeah,
Maybe I don't remember it right then.
because it has like the battle map here. This is actually pretty. I'm gonna pull this up. This is pretty freaking cool. Now I want this again. See, I always do this. I check this
That's
out.
when you start making mistakes though, when you go back and forth. So like
Look at all those
yeah.
guys.
I see
You
it.
have just the little bits of blood. Right, that Persian's getting the spear right to the
But
chest.
you see, look, I don't like coins that get choppy, and it gets choppy in the back.
No, that's showing the depth. Now look at this. Now you've got the campaign on the other side. Shows the Persian camp. Look at this. It's a battle map.
Uh,
That's a lot of detail.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's a lot cool. I like this better than your orgy coin.
No way.
Yeah. Here, and then let's look up the 1 ounce. Or sorry, it's 2 ounce. The Genghis. They only did 3 of this series. The other one was the Genghis Khan.
Not as
And
good.
that one, no. Spartacus. Silver coin. So, I mean, would you go back and buy the Dante's Inferno?
They're ridiculously expensive. I looked on eBay. I think they're like 900 something, and
Well, you're still
yeah,
up
at this
$100.
point, I already let it go. It's like
So that's it. That ship sailed.
unless
See,
it pops up, some collector decides to sell it, and I find it somewhere, I probably wouldn't buy it retail on eBay.
I don't have any coins that I'm like, I wish I never sold that.
No,
Here.
I think
Nope.
that's my one. And
This is
maybe
the-
I had the 200th anniversary Libertad proof gold. Maybe that one too.
See, I never buy the Libertads in gold. I feel like the price is horrendously expensive. That's the other thing. Like, do you
Yeah.
think like a coin like the Libertad, like the gold Libertads, are worth buying, or the 5 ounce silver Libertads? You know,
The 5 ounce maybe, because if you could get them cheap, sometimes they're cheap, believe it or not. Not if you buy them from a dealer like Amex or whatever, but you can find them cheap at like Facebook and the groups, or from another like reseller. You can find them decent,
yeah.
but
I
eh,
I think near term the revolver, the next one in the series. I think that Billy the Kid one is going to do well. Here's the other thing. I would be more behind that Billy the Kid coin if here, let's pull this up.
I do have an addiction to reverse proof gold that I need to stop.
Like the Spanish stuff.
The Spanish stuff, which is fine because the premium I think is not that bad for what it is, but like the reverse proof Libertad, I have one. The reverse proof Buffalo.
Yeah.
I keep looking. There's a reverse proof gold Eagle. Did you know that?
No.
In 2006, the only year they made it.
Is that like around the time that they did the buffaloes in all different sizes?
2008 is when they did the Buffaloes in
Are you gonna get
fractional.
that? Are you gonna get that?
I have one, but it's sold already. No, even though I think that's a good investment because they only did it for the 1 year. They're low mintage, and the one I have happens to be already in a 70 holder. So, but it's sold. So I didn't let myself get attached to it. What is this now?
So I'm on New Zealand Mint's site for coming soon. I'm not a fan of these types of things.
No, me neither.
Magic the Gathering, like, I have a whole bunch of those cards, but to me, it's just a bar with like a couple of like. I don't think that makes sense. I refuse to buy gold pieces like these.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but let me show people that are watching right now. And by the way, those of you that are watching, if you have any interest in this coin, Billy the Kid, I will be placing an order.
Here we
for
go with the
these.
shameless plugs.
But
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
man,
be
we're an hour in.
I'm gonna be placing the order by the end of tonight by 10 p.m. Eastern. So you would have to DM me on Instagram. But take a look. I can't you click on it. It just says this. So I can't really zoom. I mean, I could hit Control Plus and kind of. No, it's not gonna let me.
That's all right. They get the idea.
But you see how it's the wanted poster. It's a famous picture of Billy the Kid. It's got the 3 bullet holes in it. And if this Wild West Billy the Kid 1 ounce silver coin, if this ends up being part of a series, which the wholesaler that I talk with told me that they wouldn't be surprised if it was, they would be surprised if it wasn't. Because you could have a lot of different gunslingers. And you could even do, and look, this is outlaws, but you could have lawmen, right? And you could have Wyatt Earp and all, just think of like the movie Tombstone, and you could do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different people you could have on there. So, a couple things I've seen New Zealand Mint do in the past is they'll have these 1 ounce pieces, and then if they do well, then they'll make another version in 2 ounce. You've seen them do that with like the Han Solo and Carbonite. They did the 1, the 3, the 10, right?
The 10 came out way after, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, being that it's uncertain if this is going to be part of a series, but one would think it would be, then I think this thing would do very well, like the Al Capone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that those are going to do well. Midterm flips, I would say, in like not talking immediate flips, I'm talking 3 to 5 years out. A silver coin that I think people can pick up if they want to do well with are the silver dragon bars. The coins, the 1 ounce coins from Perth that are
Mm-hmm.
They're the coins, but they're the 1 ounce bars.
Yeah, I have a roll aging.
Well, from the first year.
Oh no, not the first year. I only have like 3 from the first year or something.
But this is my point. You look at the first year. What are those going for? $65, $70 each.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So now, fast forward 5 years from now, those are going to go even more, and then the ones from this year will now be at the $40, $50, $60 range in 3.
Yeah, those are pretty consistent too, because dragons, you can't go wrong with things with dragons, and it's probably gonna be a long series too, which also adds to the value. That's why the Kookaburras they appreciate so well.
Yeah.
It's a very popular series, and I think people see those and they want them right away.
The dragon bars. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like them. I have every year. I just wish
them?
I would have got more.
You wish that you have gotten more, but again, there's only so much capital that you can have.
Right. And
so,
what are you gonna do? I mean,
well, there's only so much you can do. Again, going back to this thing, I was fortunate in that I was able to pick. Like, I've sold between 60 to 70 of these, which is good. Those were a home run.
I'm just confused. Like, people that don't like. I get a lot of comments. On my stack video, my full stack, the last one I did.
Mm-hmm.
People
shameless,
are like,
shameless plug.
That's not a shameless plug, but check it out, definitely. A lot of people were commenting like, "Oh, I don't mess with the semi-numismatic stuff," but that's actually where the money is.
Was this the silver stack or your gold stack?
It's silver, yeah, silver. So like a lot of those coins I bought at like $25 and now like $50-$60. I can't say the same for some of the silver I bought, the regular silver.
You and I've preached this time and time again.
Yeah, but I think,
go ahead.
I think part of the problem is they don't know where to sell this stuff. It has to be, because it's almost a no-brainer sometimes. Some of these coins, you know what I mean?
I think that people that are in the stacking community in YouTube, they're a lot more dialed in. So I think you would have a little bit. When I say inside the stacking community, I'm not talking about your regular viewer that just happens to come across like a precious metals channel, sees
Mm-hmm.
this stuff, and just makes their comments. I'm talking about the people that are in the stacking community, content creators, and then like the regulars that you see always commenting and watching it, and then they're on all the channels, right?
Yeah.
They are a bit more savvy. They know the different avenues. In fact, and some of them get to know you, me, other people, other content creators. So they have ways in which they could reach out to us and possibly sell to us. They could sell to other people with on like Instagram, Facebook groups. Those people are a little bit more dialed in. But to your point, like the people that say, I don't mess with those semi-numismatic coins, or they're only going to be worth the ounce of silver. Like those people don't know what they are talking about. They don't. And it's
Well,
not that. Go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think they have the old school mentality because even when
There's,
I
yeah.
started in 2012, there was a lot of duds, those semi-numismatic coins, a lot of them. But I think now a lot of people are buying them though, so it's changed completely with that.
Well, yeah, and I don't know what the mintages were and which coins you're talking about. If you're talking semi-numismatic stuff back then, like you're talking pandas and koalas and those
No, I'm
things,
talking
or
like
you're
the weird stuff that we're getting now.
okay.
Like,
So yeah, I would say that that market, because you just even go back to like when I started in 2017, around there when I started stacking, you didn't really have crazy looking coins like this. You didn't have coins, yoo-hoo, over here. You didn't have coins that looked like this. You didn't
yeah.
have coins that were designed to look like gangsters with bullet holes going through them and like the gold shells and like the bullets in the back. You didn't have bars as coins. There's
Well, yeah, the
spherical.
technology's gotten better.
Technology's
Yeah.
gotten better. There's things like coins that you can connect to make multiple coins. There's so the market has changed for sure. Um,
If
licensing the
anything, it's
mark.
gotten more gimmicky. Fair?
I think there's something for everybody. So there's a lot more options. Some stuff is total trash and cheesy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's other things that are done well, like you and I agree, like that the revolver coin, like that's done in a very classy way. Just that was done. That was a home run. But um, when the people make the comments, like I'm not going to get into the semi numismatic. It's only an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. I'm going to buy
Right.
a generic round. It agitates the hell out of me because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And like I'm not, and when I tell them like you don't know, I say to them like you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not correcting them from the standpoint like because I'm a seller, I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just saying the facts. Like you just go on eBay, look up how much a generic silver buffalo costs and how much they sell for. Look at the most recent sold price. They're
Right.
gonna be like the same. But then you go look at what did the Spider-Man, the very first Spider-Man cost when it came out? Like $28, $26. How much does it go for now? $200. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
pandas and like look at the 1990 kookaburras. 1990, how much was silver per ounce?
I think it was like, wasn't that what it was
Six
like
dollars? Like
$7 or something? Yeah.
so a kookaburra back then, $10 maybe? 11, and now you're talking some of those coins go for $120. This is why I've said I was one of the first. I feel I'm one of the first for the last 3 years. I've been saying to people, stop buying American Silver Eagles. You could be buying these semi-numismatic coins for essentially the same price. American Silver
Hmm.
Eagles are minted in the millions. Semi-numismatic stuff, you get 20,000 of these, 40,000 of those, and they have the collectability, the scarcity built in to the coin.
Yeah.
So that I think that the semi-numismatic stuff, people should be buying that stuff. Should they have American Silver Eagles and stuff? Yeah, I mean you should have stuff like that in your base. You should have like some 10-ounce bars, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this
There should be a
question.
base. And I think that's where they don't know where to like separate the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not saying don't buy regular silver either. We're just
No.
saying mess with some of those semi-numismatics and you could buy more of the basic stuff if you want.
And the people that do it right too, they'll buy multiple and they'll sell some, make profits, grow the stack.
Yeah. Oh, I've
Um,
been preaching that too forever. I can't even
right.
think of how long.
Do you
Yeah.
know what it is too though? People don't want to necessarily put in that effort. It takes time to take the pictures, post it on eBay. It takes time to do the listing. It takes time to pack it.
Right. I mean, now it's gotten easier because and I made a video about that too. Like the community, if you're in a community and you have like a contact that has access to retail, you could sell to that person. Like I'll always buy,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And you, I'm sure, will always buy if
Mm-hmm.
someone's like, hey, I have, and you're not gonna get. Obviously, we can't pay the full retail price because
No.
then there's no point. But you know, if they bought a coin for 28 bucks, 30 bucks, now it's worth 60. You know, we paid 45, 50 bucks, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and we would buy it easily. It'd be an easy transaction. So I don't know.
Like I just bought recently off of I told you the one person a whole
Yeah.
bunch of Queen Anne's Revenges
Yeah, you told me. Yep.
because we haven't heard anything about that series in a while. They've got to be coming out with the next coin in the series. So I bought some Royal Fortunes, which was the second in the series.
Oh, that's so risky though because you know why.
Say it.
That series, I don't know what's going on
Fizzle?
with that series.
A fizzle?
You don't
It
think
fizzled? I didn't say it didn't,
so? Oh,
but it takes one good design to really kind of drive hype.
right.
They could do something that's just
I'm not saying
awesome.
the Queen and yeah, those are good.
But I'm saying they
Regardless
can come
of
out
what happens.
the next one in the series could be just a really aesthetically pleasing design, which people are like, man, that's awesome. And then they're gonna be like, oh, I want that the first one. What the hell's that
Right,
Ching
right.
Chi one? I don't know. I don't know if I want that Ching
Chin
Chi
Chi?
one. Yeah, but that one ended up doing
Don't
again.
get me started on that one.
Yeah, but it ended up doing okay. It ended up doing okay.
Yeah,
So I did buy like 10, 12 more Queen Anne's. I paid a lot, but they go for a lot, you
right.
know?
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other series then right now that is aside from the and I don't even know what that's called, the gun series. Aside from that series, I can't think of another series that is like
Gun series. Which one are you?
the
The
revolver.
Capone?
No, the
Oh,
revolver.
oh
And
yeah.
like other
Oh
than
yeah, yeah.
that, like I can't think of anything. Like right now, people are anticipating
Those are
this.
special though because it's double sided. It's really intricate. It's a special shape.
How
That's a
how
you know.
cool how cool would it have been if they were able to get the barrel?
I
I mean,
remember when you asked
the cylinder. Like if they could get the cylinder
the
to
spin. I
to
know. I was
to
like, yeah, they spin, dude. They spin. I have them. They spin. He was all excited though.
you freaking ass. But no, and imagine if it not only if it opened, but if it came with itty bitty like little
Oh
silver,
come on! Just if it's spun, it'd be cool. No itty bitty nothing.
and if the hammer came back,
I mean that'd be cool too. At least one or the other, spin or hammer. Yeah.
do you know what number this is? Out of
Um,
5,000?
2,894.
2,000. I was lucky.
Oh, okay.
I got like an even. You're not gonna be able to see it because my webcam is doggy do. 2,000. That's a good number.
I mean, I guess it's still whatever.
It's a round
Yeah.
number. I had my birth year, 1979,
Uh-huh.
and then I got opened that up, and I was like, oh, 2,000. So I took that instead.
Over your birth year?
Yeah.
That's questionable.
Is a questionable move. Because I think like more for resale purposes, more people would be interested in number 2000 than 1979.
I mean, you ditched the lower serial number
by 21.
for an even number that probably people were like, nah, whatever.
Nah, 2000. Imagine if you
Yeah,
got
because if
number.
they were gonna buy it for their kid, year 2000, their kid's 23 years old. They're not gonna buy it for their
Yeah, but they're not
kid.
going to buy a
Oh,
1979 for their kid.
and someone your age will be like, "Oh, that's my birth date."
There's not many people like me.
Now you gotta wait like 10 years to have someone be like, "Oh, do you have a year 2000? It's my birth date."
I mean, they're old enough. The year 2000. Now there'd be 23, so there's got to be some stackers of that age.
I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
I long term. What would you say is a good long term hold?
Um, dude, every time I talk about this stuff, the kookaburras are always the first thing that come to mind. The gold ones.
The
They're
gold
just,
ones.
dude, they're just rocking, man. And I think they're gonna. There's so many people that I'll sell like a 1 year back, and right away they're like, "Can you find the others?" You know what I mean?
What
I
about
just
the
feel like
Spanish ones though? Because they have
the
even
Spanish.
the
I think they'll
weird.
do well. But they're expensive. You know, you're comparing a $200 kookaburra to a $2,000. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean? I'm talking about the 1/10ths. You're talking about
Oh, the
one
one
tenth.
tenths. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You're right. I forgot
because
they made the one.
how many of the 1/10ths are minted though? 50,000? Is it a
Um,
50,000 mintage?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's less than that, but I could be wrong.
I will tell you.
Might have to look that up.
You don't have to look it up. I'll tell you right now.
But yeah, the 110 stuff
Or
that
maybe
they
I
do in
won't tell
Spain,
you.
I think those will do really well too.
50,000.
It is 50. That's a little
So
high.
it is. That's probably why they don't command as high of a premium as the kookaburras, because the kookaburras are what, 25?
No, 12.
So then that's why.
12,000. And obviously, the Perth Mint is a way bigger mint than the Royal Spanish Mint. You know what I
Yes.
mean? They pump out way more.
Yes.
So and the Kookaburra has already been around since 1990, whatever. So now all of a sudden they're doing the 110
Why?
gold.
Why do you think? I guess because you can't retro. I guess technically you could. Like, why do you think they didn't do any sort of retroactive minting? I guess you can't really. Like, I'm thinking about like the first year, 1990 being the first year, so they couldn't mint like a gold 1990 because it's not
Only as
1990.
like a commemorative. They couldn't do it because it's still money. It's got a denomination. They can't.
But remember the Wolverine error coin? They minted some, like it was the wrong year.
Yeah, the mule, but they had to remember they had to do like they had like report it or something. They had to do like
I
a huge thing.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you're able to, but that was a backdated coin. Like they minted that in 2000, I don't know, 21, 22, but then it
Yeah,
had the
something like that.
2019 date on it. So what I'm saying is they did it and they were able to produce it and they were able to
Yeah, but you saw how
fill
they
out.
freaked out and
But
stopped.
that's because of a quality control issue, number one, because you can't just go and mint. You can't just go and mint whatever years on certain coins without the proper authorization, and you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, so
I don't know.
it's a quality control issue, and plus they never had authorization to just start making money for a year from 2019. But my point is, they still made them, did whatever they needed to do with that government, and they're able to continue on. So that's my point. Is like, if they're able to do it there, then why can't they do the
I don't
others?
know. I think it might cause a little confusion, so
It
they
would.
probably
I
don't
think.
want to
I think like
do
what
it.
they should do, like you said, do the commemorative, kind of like they did with the 2000, where it had the both years on it. It had 2000, and then
Yeah,
they should do the design of the 1990, but then say the year 2024 or something, and
right.
or commemorate them, do like 1990, and I don't know, but you know what
I
I'm
don't know. I
saying?
think I
Because
think they also want it to be like an ongoing series. So if they do that, they start making the old ones. They're never gonna come. They're never gonna catch up to like
no,
modern
they could.
day.
Yes, they can, because they just mint the modern day at the same time. You had two different types of gold eagles minted in the same year.
Yeah, but every year they're gonna release two. I don't
Yeah, why
know.
not? Why not?
weird.
Do 12,000 of a 1990 commemorative plus the 2024.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It could be in the works of them thinking
I
about
don't
that.
think any of them have ever thought of something this genius.
I don't know about genius, but
I think I'm going to call the Perth Mint and
Oh, here we go.
tell them this amazing idea, and then they'll have me become like their president of the company.
Yeah, the head of marketing.
Head of marketing and the president of the company. And then the Prime Minister of Australia will like applaud, like everybody will just applaud for me over there.
There you go.
Because
That's
I came
it.
up
You'll
with
be a
this
national
idea.
hero.
A national hero. They'll have statues of me.
With or without the stormtrooper mask.
It depends. One's a commemorative statue with the stormtrooper.
And one's a modern day statue.
One's a back date without, and one has it.
Oh God.
Stupid. What's on the agenda now for the next live stream for us?
Not next Thursday, the Thursday after.
Correct. What are you
Right?
thinking? Yeah, should we do a poll on our channels and get topics and see what people say?
We could do that. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
Why not?
because I'm the one that keeps coming up with the ideas.
Oh,
And
here we
you
go.
sh-
This
and you
is
showed
another
up,
thing.
and you
Goes
show
on
up.
behind the scenes.
You show up and you send me a text. Can we hop on 20 minutes before? I'm like, no, effer, we need to sound check. Something's wrong. You're like, but I need to have my espresso. I need to.
He's not making that up.
I need my espresso. I need to go fly my drone around in that. In the house, I picture your mom. I just picture this elderly Italian woman swatting at this alien flying around the house. She thinks it's a big bug. It brings her back to her
It does
childhood.
kind of look like a bug, the way it's shaped and everything. All right, I'll come up with the topic for next. Yeah.
Well, you came up with the random last time or two times ago. You're like, how about I take out this 400-pound gold chain, this gold,
And test it live.
and test it live, but I
extremely
can't.
well.
But I can't test it. They can't see the acid. They're just
Because
gonna,
that's it.
they're gonna have to just take my word that it's real. I'm like, that was great. That was a very good.
I think
science
it was
experiment.
a great segment for that podcast. I think it was great.
So stupid. And I meant to ask you this earlier too. The ancients that you deal in, do you buy gold ancients?
Oh yeah, that's where the big money is. Yeah.
Are the gold ancients nice and shiny, or do they look like beat up, crappy, like brass and like rusty, like old, like?
No, some of them look nice.
Like, are they like almost like BU? Like they actually have brilliance to them? Or are they?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Really? How about gold shipwreck coins?
Those are cool. They lose a little luster being in the ocean and stuff.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. I mean,
What do
you would think they look worse. Some of them are not bad. Yeah.
So what's the most valuable coin that you have currently?
Right now, it's the Tiberius.
The
Roman
emperor
coin.
thing?
Yeah, one of the 12 Caesars, but in gold.
And how much does something like that go for?
I have it on eBay for 6,700. It's graded.
Is it nearby, or do you have to go dig through like your pile of stuff?
It's kind of close. I could grab it in like 2 seconds.
I want to see this thing.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Hurry up. You gotta pull it out of your sock. Oh, I thought you had to like leave the room. I thought you were gonna be pulling it out of your sock or something.
All right, so I have a bunch of ancients, but you want to see the big one, right? Tiberius.
I want to see the Tiberius one.
It's here somewhere, maybe.
It's a good thing that
All
you're
right.
organized.
Huh?
It's a good thing that you're organized.
Super.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that is
I don't know
pretty
how.
damn cool.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to see it though.
it's not really. Back up a little bit there. Yeah, hold it up a little. The glare.
Need a light on it?
I don't know if you need a light on it, but you can try. Uh, that's cool. Let me see the other side. Was it like somebody sitting on a throne?
Yeah,
It's
on a
hard to.
drone.
It's throne. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
pretty
It's
much.
hard to see because it's blurry, and you keep now it's like all up in our face.
All right.
So that's cool though. So how it's like about the size of like a nickel.
Yeah, about the size of a nickel,
Eh,
and
Yeah, no, it's completely blurry. Thanks,
still.
but no, it's
All right.
blurry.
All right.
So how? So and
I
you
feel like
picked
I'm
it.
live streaming on my auction right now.
I think you are. Did you go and buy this trip?
No, I've had this. Last time I went to Madrid, I bought it, and it was obviously raw. They don't have NGC.
So I sent it in, but you got to be careful. There's so many fakes. But
So how were you taking a big risk because you were overseas in Spain? And you're like,
yeah, there's a certain way they're struck. So I'm getting pretty decent at seeing fake ancients. I see them all the time on the coin dealer group. People get ancients in the store. They don't know if they're real, and you can see they usually cast them. So if there's cast lines, or you see that it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but especially if you poured silver, you know what casting looks like.
mm-hmm.
So then you know it's fake. So this, you could tell is actually stamped.
Right. Some
So
guy just smacked it with a big old hammer.
exactly. Yeah. So this is the most expensive coin. This is
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Now,
It's from
how come you don't want to just keep it in your own collection just because there's too much profit to be made?
that's one, and two, they're obviously not very liquid because it's a very particular collector.
Yeah.
Usually, to be honest, it's usually wealthy people that collect these because
Of
they're very
course. Those are
expensive.
the ones that have the type of. So would it make sense for you to instead of trying to sell that on eBay, doesn't it make sense for you to kind of use like more of like an auction house, like maybe like a Sotheby's or something?
So that would, so like, let's say I start getting a little, you know, in a
Freaky
bind,
naughty. Yeah.
then maybe because I have like multiple. If you go on my eBay, there's multiple gold ancients that are over like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So eventually, when I get a decent amount and they're not moving, I would send them to an auction house. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But it also adds prestige. People, if there's like serious hardcore coin collectors, you want to get their attention to your eBay store. So it's good to have those high profile coins
On
there for
there.
a while.
Have you ever done that thing where you like list something for like $1 million just to get, you know what I'm
No.
saying? Like, you're
Yeah.
like, let me list that for $999,999. Buy it now.
I do have one coin that is the only one in existence. And that coin, I have no idea what to price it. No auction records, nowhere online. I mean, it's literally like the only one in existence.
How could you say it's the only one in existence? There's got to be more.
None graded. Like I said, none graded, PC or NGC. No auction records.
What is it?
It's an Italian coin from Venice. It's a little coin like this big,
Is
silver.
it silver?
Yeah.
And that is that the only one that this place had that you went and bought?
Yeah. Yeah. It was only, I didn't know this at the time when I bought it. And I bought it, I mean, really cheap. They didn't
So,
know
I mean,
how rare this thing is.
being that
So-
you're being that it's the only one, I mean, obviously you should send that into NGC or PCGS
I did. It's already graded.
Okay.
It's on my eBay. Yeah.
because then
I
you're
have it
gonna
up there for like $4,000.
insane in the membrane because then you're going to be able to post that and just be like, listen, like only the
It's
population.
the only one.
Yeah, right. Huh.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
It's a totally
But
different.
once again, it's an expensive coin because it's the only one.
Right.
and it takes a very particular type of collector. You know.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I think that was a good. I think that was a good show. I think that was a good podcast.
I agree. Yeah.
We will be doing this again in 2 weeks, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on this channel, and you're gonna be on time, right?
7:57.
I guess that's on time.